The pilot suddenly realized he was already surrounded by the enemy. To show he wasn't a threat, even though he was tall, he only dared to hunch over, waving at them to show goodwill, because if he wanted to survive, he couldn't piss them off. After being taken back to the village by the enemy, he greeted the people there very enthusiastically, even if the other party didn't show any expression. The man still tried hard to show he meant no harm. They ordered him to sit down, so the man obediently sat on the ground. At that moment, he looked just like an obedient little dog. Maybe the man's obedience worked. These militiamen actually untied his ropes, but before the man could even feel happy, his arms and legs were tied up again, even though he lost control of his bladder and bowels from holding it in. The people around him still stayed indifferent, and what happened to the man after that was even more horrible. The militiamen, just for fun, actually hung him up on a tree, mocking him and firing their guns to scare him. But not only was the man not scared, he even taunted the ones who were torturing him. But after that, the man suffered even worse torture. He was tied to an ox and dragged. The people behind him kept throwing dirt at his face, and the constant friction between his body and the ground made the man hurt like hell. He tried twisting his body to ease the pain, but his hands and feet were tightly bound. The torture went on until the man passed out from the pain. Only then did the militiamen stop. After some time, because they couldn't get any useful information from the man, the militiamen just locked him up in prison. But the so-called prison was extremely shabby. Luckily there were a bunch of fellow countrymen locked up here too, which gave the man a bit of comfort. Later, after talking to his companions, he finally realized the real prison was actually the surrounding rainforest. Not only were there wild beasts everywhere, but lots of places were filled with toxic miasma. If they weren't fully prepared, they wouldn't survive 2 days in the rainforest. And also every night when they went to sleep, everyone's hands and feet were chained up. They couldn't even roll over. Even though the conditions were that harsh, the man still came up with a way to escape. He asked everyone where he could find nails, and started making a plan. The next day everyone quickly scattered to help the man distract the guards, and he went up to chat with the only guard left. While chatting with the guard, the man secretly pulled out the pushpin from the wooden post. After getting the nail, he started grinding it down. Soon a key to unlock the handcuffs was made. At first the others didn't believe it, but when night came, the man actually opened the handcuffs. That made everyone have to admit how smart he was. But that was only the first step to escaping. The real challenge was the lack of food.